Hi guys, my name is Tito. I make videos on personal finance and investing, but today, as I've been doing for a few weeks now, I'll be talking about Big Brother Naija. Now, Tricky T and Ozo were just evicted from the Big Brother Naija house, and I am particularly happy that Ozo is out of that house because if you follow me on social media, you'll know, well, Instagram and Twitter, you'd know that I've been very vocal about Ozo and the way he's been going about pursuing Nengi. I don't like it. It really annoys me, and I feel he's been too aggressive about the whole thing. And you know, whenever I'd post about my disdain for how Ozo was going about pursuing Nengi, I'd get responses from women, you know, from different sides of the spectrum. There'd be women who would support what I was saying and say that Ozo's behavior is stalkerish, it's irritating, it's stifling, it's choking. And then there would be women who would say that I should leave Ozo alone, that Ozo is a fantastic guy and he's husband material. In fact, I have one post from someone's stories, Ufoma Ugajare, I hope I got that right. Yeah, Ufoma Agajere. She posted this evening, but if you really think of it, Ozo is actually husband material. Tolerance 100, peace 100, looks 100, assurance 100. He even writes letters. How cute is that? Now, responses like this really got me thinking about Ozo and in terms of his character and just his personality. To be honest, Ozo is not a bad guy. He's intentional when it comes to relationships. He's vocal, he's affectionate, his heart is on his sleeve. He's a stand-up guy, he's intelligent, he's brilliant, he has a bright future ahead of him. There's nothing wrong with him, but I think what Ozo's problem is, because it's still going to continue after he's left the house tonight, is that Ozo, first of all, he doesn't appreciate or respect boundaries. And secondly, he doesn't have that much emotional intelligence. I'll explain. The boundaries. Watching this season of Big Brother Naija, we all saw how Ozo was constantly in Nengi's face, following her around, even when she'd say he should leave her alone or that she wasn't interested. She told him repeatedly that she had a relationship with someone outside. She told him repeatedly that she wasn't going to kiss anybody in the house, of which Ozo, even till his final moments in that house, was ready to go against that when he tried to kiss her on his way out of the house, but I'll come to that later. Repeatedly, Ozo just went against the boundaries that Nengi was setting for him and for their relationship, which is wrong, especially in this day and age. You need to respect people's boundaries. And I'm a big advocate of the whole no means no thing. I believe that when you're pursuing a woman, or if you're a woman and you're pursuing a guy, once they say no the first time, and then maybe the second time, you let it go. You move on. You do not persist and make yourself look like a pest in their lives. So Ozo did not respect boundaries, and that was a huge deal for me. And the optics of it just don't look right. And there are people watching the show, young men watching the show, seeing Ozo persistently pursue Nengi despite her saying no several times. Ozo should have thought about what the impression that would have on the public and other men who are watching this. And women really do have a problem with how men pursue them and the way men are aggressive when women turn men down, especially in this part of the world. And I think this alludes to the emotional intelligence aspect of it now. Ozo should have been, or should be, emotionally intelligent enough to know that these actions have repercussions and that they're not good in terms of optics. They don't look well, they don't sit right. And it's one thing to do something bad, it's another thing to know that you're doing something bad and to accept correction. And Ozo had been told repeatedly that give this babe space, pull back a bit, you know, it's not a good look for you to continue just being on her case, following her up and down everywhere. Fellow housemates had told him, but either he didn't see anything wrong with it, or he just doesn't listen. Which is why I say it's one thing to know that you're doing something wrong. It's another thing to accept it and to actually take correction. And this is where the emotional intelligence thing with Ozo comes. And he really needs to work on it. It is not a good look. And as a man, and I'm sure women have the same thing too, or feel the same way about women pursuing a guy. As a man, when you're pursuing a woman, you have your dignity, your self-respect. You don't want to come off as too soft. You don't want to look like a wet blanket. There's a point at which a man should say he should pull back for the sake of his dignity and his self-respect and take the rejection of a woman and let her go, and he should go about his own way. also did not respect that boundary that is an unspoken rule amongst men, kind of. And like I said, I'm sure women have the same thing. There's a level to which a woman should go after a man. It's not like really set in stone, but it's just the level of respect, self-respect that you have for yourself and that your gender has for them. So you're doing it not just for yourself, but you're doing it for your gender as well. And also did not respect that. Now, whether or not they have a future after the show, they could, actually. Everything that Ozo has done has not negated the possibility of them having a future outside the house. There have been several Big Brother Naija romances that have happened that I thought would never stand a chance. Mercy and Ike, I thought that Ike was too young for Mercy to date, but they're dating today. Gidoni and Kafi, I thought that they rushed things a lot while they were in the house. Today they're engaged. Bam Bam and Teddy A, I thought, good girl, bad boy, it doesn't stand a chance. Today those two are married. So you really can't say. They actually do have a future. It's possible. There's the potential for them to have a future outside the house, but it will take lots of sacrifices on both their parts. Ozo needs to change his mindset. He needs to understand boundaries, and he needs to make so many sacrifices. But I think Nengi needs to make even more sacrifices than Ozo. Nengi is accustomed to a certain kind of lifestyle. This is just me now going by her Instagram profile, and I don't know if Ozo can provide that lifestyle for her. Plus, Nengi is still young. She is 22. According to the Africa Magic website, she's 22 years old. Ozo is 28. I don't think she's ready to settle down as much as Ozo is. So there's lots of talking and lots of compromises and sacrifices that need to be made if they're to have a relationship outside the house. And that's even if Nengi is willing to end the current relationship that she's in presently. And I don't know if she's willing to do that. Coming to the kiss, or the attempted kiss, this evening as Ozo was leaving the house. Not a good look. This is another thing that goes back to boundaries and emotional intelligence. I actually tweeted last week, a week ago, that I'm sure Ozo is going to try and kiss Nengi on his way out. I'll put the tweet on the screen. And it happened. Ozo gives manipulator vibes. He wanted to exploit the situation or the occasion of him leaving the house to try and kiss Nengi. And Nengi has said from week 1 that she's not going to kiss anybody in that house. Ozo did not respect that. He continually tried to get physical with her. And even to the moment when he was leaving the house, he tried to exploit or manipulate the situation and the emotions running high as he was leaving the house to try and kiss her. That, in my books, is manipulative and exploitative. And this comes to Ozo should know this, emotional intelligence. And it wasn't a good look. Twitter has gone bananas. It has gone bananas, and it's unfortunate. And Ozo really needs to, because I'm sure lots of people are going to advise Ozo. Whether or not he listens to the advice and takes corrective actions and steps back and does things in a different way or goes about the whole thing with Nengi a different way is really up to Ozo. And I'm concerned about him, and people have said that, he may need to talk to a therapist about this. I wish them well. People have said that they're worried for Nengi's safety after the show, that, Ozo he may come off as a bit of a stalker and whatnot. People have also said that if Ozo could have been this aggressive in the house with cameras rolling 24/7, how would he go about things when he's alone with her in the real world and there are no cameras watching? The optics of it all are not good. And Ozo, if you're watching this, hey, it's a small world. Sometimes people stumble on videos like this. Ozo, if you're watching this, you really need to give it thought. Consider the advice and the things that people who are close to you have told you about this whole thing. And yeah, you can go about this whole thing a whole lot better. And if Nengi does not want to pursue a relationship with you, it's not the end of the world. But even beyond Nengi, you really need to understand boundaries and work on emotional intelligence. I'm saying this to you as a fellow man and, just as a human being. Okay? Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and like it by clicking on the like button and subscribe to my channel as well. Remember to check out Ufoma's channel. I will link it in the description box below. I also either have or will be putting out a video, because this video has like messed up my schedule, but there's a video on 15 reasons why Nigerians are more interested in BBNaija than they are about Nigeria. There's a video of that I've done and should be out. Please check that out as well. This thumbnail will be showing on the screen right now if it's out, and you can click the card in the corner of the screen to watch it. Also, please feel free to watch some of my other personal finance videos, which is really what my channel is all about. Check those out as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see how the rest of the season turns out. One more week to go. Looking like Lekon will win, but hey, anything can happen. Thanks once again for watching, guys. I will catch you in the next one. Take care.